Greetings and good evening. Welcome to Wine, Cheese, and Comics, Please, a sophisticated look at the state of comics and collectibles. I am your host, the Cookie Man, and I am bringing you Masterpiece Theater. No, I digress. I am here tonight. We got a lot on the plate, but even before we jump into all of this, let me bring my panel on. Not even panel, my co-host. I'm just all messed up this week, ladies and gents. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what's going on. But first and foremost, we got Fat Thor coming to the table, aka Last Level Comics.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't feel like Fat Thor. I feel like skinny, wretched, like pulled my ass out
20
of the
pounds
dump.
later? 20 pounds
20
later?
pounds later, food poisoning. Like, God, man, I feel like I went through hell in a handbasket just to show up to this show, man.
Bro, that's unreal, man. Shout out to Liz. Shout out to everybody who's been checking in on you, man.
Oh, so I had a horrible. You can hear it. You can still hear it.
I can see underneath your eyes, man. It just
brother,
looks like you've been.
I can't eat dinner with the family yet. Like when they eat food, I have to go in the other room. So I had hibachi on Saturday night. And again, there's some places when you walk into and you're just like, turn the fuck around, like right now.
Really
but you're like,
quickly,
but you're like, I'm fucking hungry. I gotta go for it. Well, mistakes were made at the utmost severity on that day, and I got food poisoning beyond food poisoning, and I literally was sick for 3 straight days, dude. Like my family goes and they eat dinner, and like I smell it, and I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta walk away. I can't. Like banana, peanut butter, and rice is all I've eaten in four and a half days.
We've all been there, but when I say my man was going through it, he was married to the toilet bowl on both ends, y'all. So
there's
welcome back.
Serious
he's
divorce.
Feeling a little bit better this week, man. Enough about you. Let's bring on the time traveling mofo himself, Mr. DJ Promiscuous. What's going on, Phoenix Shan?
Not much. Well, I can't even say. I have a default, when you're like, oh, hey, not much. How's it going? Well, shit's not going that great. I was trying to do it, but I could just like,
look, I'm not trying to ruin your intro, but you said this, but I know some people aren't a fan of Golden Age Guru, but he had a funny as shit little video about wine where he did like the crystal glass where it was like a modern grail, and he touched water and it was like the first appearance of Bane,
I saw that.
And he touched it and it was like and then he went to like a golden age. It was like a low grade.
Music came on.
Thunderstruck came on, and I was like, all right, that's pretty good.
I hated him for doing that. That was brilliant, though. That was brilliant. Listen, I don't know why people hate these guys. They honestly, it's a lot of envy. People want to be in their places. We were talking about it last night. People were like, "Oh, Comic Tom has a comic book out." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So many people were like, that guy, forget that. I'm
Get over the drama. How we would talk about this shit for a month. Get the fuck over it, people.
Let people live, man. You want to be in their shoes. Don't hate them because you ain't them. Let them live, man. That's the nice thing, man. Let people live, man, because tomorrow's not promised to everyone. So get off your high horse and focus on you, and let's do this. Cal, Matt, what's going on in the world of all things, man?
Are we gonna just jump right into it?
We're going to
jump into it. No, hold on. This is Wine, Cheese, and Comics, please. I gotta.
Yeah, we need to know.
It's time to jump right into it.
Ooh, what is?
I need to get my chops in now while the energy's still in me, folks. So, all right. Hey, let me bring it back. I'm sorry.
We only have Matt for 30 minutes, so he has to do all this stuff immediately.
What is this box of greatness you hold up here?
Again, we really got to get on with the show because my man's busted out box wine the first 10 minutes. Are we ready for this? Like, did we subjugate ourselves to this?
I thought we heard that there were certain box wines that.
This isn't one of them. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
this is it's like $15, and you get 3 bottles worth of wine. And it has a little spout for you to
Oh,
just like.
where's our winosaur? Where do I need
Right.
her?
I got ripped.
After
I
last
got
week,
ripped
you
for
know, you were
having-
like the cream of the crop at a wine circle, while Sans and I were over here with our McDonald's and Arby's
right.
wine.
I got
You know,
ripped
Mr.
for having.
you bust out the
But,
box of wine.
I have the nice stuff too. I'm just
I
saying.
had the
it's-
equivalent of Mad Dog 2020 wine. I got
What was
ripped.
your-
You gonna
what was
come
your
out
nice
with
stuff?
box wine? Boo
Dreamy?
this man.
Did
What was my
Dreamy
nice stuff?
Tree?
It was
Dreamy Tree? What was it?
just like anything with like an actual vintage.
Huh.
Like I don't know. I have some decent wines. They're not like super expensive, but yeah. What's up to the people who are hanging out? Let's actually
The
get started.
chat is here.
What are you
Appreciate
two drinking?
guys.
I know Matt's not drinking anything. 'Cause
I
he's
can't
not
drink
allowed
anything. I
to.
can't drink anything,
so,
man. I'm sorry.
what you got? What you got,
I am
Sans?
drinking a Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
This is a 2017 Pinot Grigio, and it is kind of sweet but dry.
Interesting.
And you know what's the thing? Like after you're like really sick to your stomach, you can
Mhm.
read words and you can smell and taste them. So
Oh,
literally
no.
sitting here, I saw this right here, and I literally went "Whoa." Like legitimately. So I'm like, I love you someday, Da Vinci, but that was the
Yeah, but
worst.
that's everything you've been living off of peanut butter these last couple days.
But
man.
like, look, I don't care how sick I am. I'm not ready to put peanut butter where it matters most. All right, look, just bury me out back before I get to that point.
So Jeff is joining the fray, man. Jeff has Brie and a nice Merlot ready.
Merlot.
Merlot.
Oh, and then
ready
my
for
cheese
some
is my cheese
stimulating
is mac
conversation.
and cheese. That's
Oh,
literally my cheese.
Fire. That is fire.
Yeah,
Bro,
you
this-
don't understand it. Like I could show you the goosebumps on my arms just looking
Really?
at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's bread and Jagwurst.
Oh, that's
Mm.
nice. Spider Girl is in the building. We got Manny the Hobgoblin. Kenneth Bird is here tonight. We said shout out to Someday Da Vinci with the peanut butter. Yo, Liz Bonds holding it down. I cannot say how amazing Liz is. Y'all see that behind Matt. But not only that, we have another community member who's about to receive an amazing painting that she worked on for the last couple of weeks.
She was sending it to me first.
Yahweh.
I know who's getting it, but she was gonna send it to me first.
Crazy.
The
Crazy
shading,
good deal.
the shading on the face and the blue textures in that painting.
No, there's secret Easter eggs throughout the goddamn paint. Like, she's a master artist. I
What are you-
gotta say, she is.
What are you
doing
talking about?
Liz.
I
Barnes.
can't share
No,
it. She's
no.
not ready. So Liz
Oh,
is
okay,
doing.
okay.
Liz is doing.
I wanted
an
more specifics.
absolutely amazing. Like, look, this up here is phenomenal. Like off the charts, amazing. But what she's like, we opened Pandora's box with this
Yes.
because she's doing a painting right now for Yahweh that it's phenomenal. I mean, she needs to start doing sketch covers. She needs to be on blank cover battles.
She really does. Speaking of which, John Jiang is almost committed. So he's getting back to me, John Jiang, to be the next guest. I will be connecting him to you, Matt. He is almost there. Almost there. So let's talk a little bit about what is going on in the world of comics and everything else, ladies and gents. So can we talk a little bit about Spider-Boy and what has happened? We have issue number 8.
Uh-huh.
Are we legitimately 20 years from now going to have a Hulk 180, 181 conversation?
For Bailey?
For Bailey, yes, for Bailey.
No,
Spider-Boy,
No.
no.
I will-
Why are you trying to squeeze blood out of a stone that should be a pebble that shouldn't exist in the bottom of the ocean in
listen
another
to me.
planet?
There is Spider-Man number 7, Spider-Man number 8, and now Edge of Spider-Verse number 3 is heating up before it's even released because it's the origin of Bailey. It has Spider Slayer, which is what's her name? Billy Morales on the cover with Miles. This
Mhm.
thing it has like a triple threat in this next book. that is his origin.
How do you feel about it then, Sans? Like, honestly.
So to me, I'm gonna say
I'm buying 90 copies.
exactly. Exactly. You know why? Because I'm gonna sell 90 copies and keep 5 or 10 for myself.
That's fair.
And you know, just see what comes of it. But
short-term investing is what I'm gonna call it. Short-term investing.
And honestly, the short-term profits with keeping only a little bit for the long term is you hear about these guys all the time. They open up the warehouse, they have a box of 181s, or what the Golden Age Guru and Comic Tom find. They found like warehouses full of every comic, like 100. Like, that shit makes no sense to me, that you can find warehouses full of comics like that and you expect the comic to keep the value.
I've been saying that for years. Like, these rare comics that we have, there's plenty of them out there. It's just they're in basements, they're in attics, they're in barns, they're in storage units. They're hidden. They're hidden from the world.
So real talk. If you ask someone, you know, name the 3 superhero staples of Spider-Man, they're gonna go Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy. Spider-Boy will never be anything but the figment of lint in their suits.
Will anybody be talking about this guy in a couple of weeks?
No.
Who's that guy?
No.
2099? Oh, people will be talking about 2099.
But he's never going to be a big 3 staple.
After this movie,
no.
Silk.
I think that's also short. I think that's also short-term investing. Like, you wait. Those are the kind of characters that you wait for a trailer to come out, and then you sell whatever you have.
Like,
if you're in the money, if you're in the market,
in a Spider-Boy and not make a new superhero with something original. Why do they have to whitewash, reuse, rinse and repeat the same bullshit every time?
Hype. They just want hype.
It's that
simple. They want to sell books.
But if
they don't care about the characters,
if you can make a unique storyline out of this guy, he's basically Robin retcon for Peter Parker.
If they're able to make a good storyline, then cool, go for it. Like, I'll read it, I'll enjoy it, but I'm not gonna be the person out there paying for it. If you want to buy it yourself,
I've never said pay the prices that are being asked.
No, I know. I'm saying that, but like you're selling it to somebody.
Those prices.
I will give people what they want, because people should buy what they like.
Yes, I'm saying that I'm not part of that crowd that will be purchasing it because they feel like it's going to be the next thing. We can start the hype, but I just don't think that particular character. But I mean, how many first appearances have there been recently? Like,
why is Jeff
what makes this one special?
So much logic on me right now?
Like, Jeff is dropping logic bombs
like this right here. Like, I don't have a rebuttal to that. I can't argue with you, Jeff. I can't. You're right. Something has to come from something. Nothing.
It's like the Eminem cover, y'all. So many people hated on this cover.
No. It's like Tosin. Compare Bailey to Tosin.
Yeah,
I think that's a better comparison.
He's this year's Tosin. Honestly,
like, where's Tosin now though? I remember seeing a Tosin book sell for $75, and they were happy to open their wallets for it.
It's at $40 now.
40. Okay, so they lost $35 on their deal.
If you bought it on the high.
Correct.
But most people were day one when it was first selling. It was selling for about $40 to $50.
And last episode we talked about what we sold our copies for, and I think that what's Spider-Boy selling for right now? 30.
It was up as high as 40 to 50. Is back to like 30 to 25.
Okay, what about the free comic book day book that came out? That had a first appearance. That Spider-Man
hell
book?
Yeah! I was going to bring that up as well. Right? That's at $40.
Hold on.
40. Get out of here, man.
Hold on.
I saw bids. I saw bids at 32.
That's part of breaking news. Don't jump ahead.
Okay, that's fine. I was trying to force an episode last week so that we could talk about the books before they came out.
All right, let's just go to breaking news and you can talk about it.
This just in: comic books that are free are not
free.
not
honestly,
free.
honestly, the comics were never free because you had to pay. When you got free comic book day books as a store, you paid for those books.
They
But
pay
you're
like
reimbursed. But you're
they pay
reimbursed
like
for all of them.
Were you?
Yes.
No, I don't believe so.
No, they pay
No.
like
You pay like
15 cents.
Yeah.
15 cents. 15 cents.
No.
It's
but
not
if
more
you-
than a quarter.
It's not more than
Yeah.
a quarter, but then when you put back how many you sold, as long as you have the receipts for how many go out, you are reimbursed from future orders. I know that for a
Oh,
fact.
for future orders, that makes
Future
sense. Yes.
orders. Okay.
I'm saying that they don't give you money back.
But you're reimbursed the value. I mean, you're
Correct. Yeah. So
that's why
Uh,
that's why certain comic stores
that works.
get certain brand, like if you buy
Well,
like
yeah, if you get DC books, you want to look to see if they're going to allow you to send them back for your money
Yeah.
back on them. You get to keep the ratios and you can return those books. That I know a lot of stores and a lot of diamond vendors who do that. They're like, shit, I'm gonna return as much of this shit as possible.
So Sans, did you open it up and read it? What'd you think?
Not yet.
Okay, well it's just another random character in the Spider-Man universe.
So it's Miles Morales from a different universe, apparently,
Yes.
right?
but like is I don't know.
And also
Where's-
this one. So these two were the big winners of Free
20
Comic Book Day.
Yeah, RuneScape's cool.
$22. What else? Well, RuneScape, of course.
So if you got these two,
I'm gonna see what I got from Free Comic Book Day. I got them right here.
those were
I didn't get those.
and apparently the Spider-Man itself was not originally kind of solicited on the Free Comic Book Day list. So it was kind of like a secondary a book that they threw in.
A lot of people didn't get those.
Yes.
It was
So
hard to
that-
find, and I think that's also what drove the value.
I was gonna say that's exactly why this book is like, because I mean, even last year with the first appearance of Blade's daughter, that book was a $5 to $10 book.
Oh yeah. Please,
So-
let's talk about Judgment Day. That was
Right?
last year.
That was
Where's
last year.
it now? Let
Why is
me
this
figure out
book
where it's
all
now.
of a sudden a $40 to $50 book when last year was only a $5 to $10 book?
It was like
It's not,
10.
it's, not,
yeah.
it's not a 40 to 50. The last even sold on May 8th, which is 2 days ago, $22. Don't overhype your
Okay,
books.
cool.
Relax.
Yeah.
22. What
But still,
what
for a free comic book,
free comic book day though?
I'd buy
I
that for
saw
nothing.
bids and other things where there's
Yeah.
been sales higher than $30.
Yeah, I agree. What was it? The Stray Dogs were huge when they had like that Stray Dogs, and what was it? The House of Slaughter Free Comic Book Day
the House of
preview.
Slaughter.
Everyone went crazy for it. That series bombed. Like, I mean, it's just
Judgment Day is like a $3 book right now.
So the Stan Lee book,
So
the graphic bio is a $10 book right now.
that's because it's thick. It's like it's like good. Like
What's
it was-
crazy is the actual ratio, Batman ratio DC Night Terrors
Uh-huh.
foil is only a $10 book. That makes no sense to me that book is only a $10 book.
Do you go to Free Comic Book Day to buy the exclusives for Free Comic Book Day? Do you walk away with a Free Comic Book Day hat or beanie that they had for $5?
I did not even see that. They
They
had
had
a
hats, t-shirts, and beanies. You had to buy them as the retailer, but they do every single year.
I did not see that. So again,
There's Free Comic Book Day merch. We literally pass it out. We were passing out pens. Our shop bought a bunch of pens.
So again, you're looking at Free Comic Book Day that is proving to you that there's a power behind these spider characters. As much as people are hating and saying not another spider character, why the hell is a Free Comic Book Day spider character garnering this much attention? Can you explain that to me?
it's just honestly, if anyone's getting it, I'll be honest with you, I'm glad it's Spider-Man because I think even though he's one of the hot Marvel, I still think he's underappreciated in some
Yes.
sense. Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, compared to other characters that get the spotlight more often, I feel like he's still underappreciated. But there's so much potential in that universe. I just want them to see something original. Hit me with it, Kyle. You shaking your head.
No, he's talking
No,
about
I was
not
just
working at a
replying to-
shop anymore.
No, I went back to the shop that I did work at, and I volunteered for Free Comic Book Day. I literally just showed up and helped for 8 hours.
I
Oh, that's awesome, bro.
I gave my donations for Free Comic Book Day to the Porcelain Gods. So yeah, thanks.
That's shitty.
I'll send
Okay.
you some duplicates, Matt.
There you go. I got a Spider-Man Venom. It's not gonna focus, is it?
That's the other one that was selling for a lot.
No, that one has only been about $4.
No,
I'm not selling any of these. Like, I'll give them to you if anybody wants them.
No,
Just,
I know that, but I was looking at it because look, I'll be honest with you. If people sell Free Comic Book Day books, in my opinion, you're a piece of crap. Just
I
can't
will
say
sell
that,
some.
though. You can't say that.
yes,
because,
I
look,
can. It was designated to get kids to read books.
No,
If
listen,
you take Free
listen.
Comic
Hold
Book
on,
Day
hold on.
books
There
and
was
sell
an
them,
adult
you're-
section, there was a teen section, and there was a children's section.
it's a
Do you
free
know how to
comic.
dissect that? Do you know how to
Little turd,
dissect
big
that?
turd, huge adult turd? I mean, I don't know how to
No. What do you notice between these 3 books?
colors.
One has a blue that's teen, one has a green that's all ages, one has red that's mature. That's literally how they discern them.
I
So
just learned something.
So a book like, look at what's his name, Savage Press, right? You look at that book, or you look at One Punch Man. These books have first appearances in them. First, anime fans are going crazy over them. Every
Then
year,
go out to your free comic book store and get it. It's free. Get up off your couch. Go support your local
they're
LCS.
gone. They're gone.
this was awesome. Sacrificers.
You know how many people I saw at comic book shops? I went to 2 or 3 of them on Saturday. That I'm in there every Wednesday, Tuesday. I never see these faces.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There were hundreds. I mean, a guy from my neighborhood who I literally did not know collected comic books was in the comic book shop grabbing free comics. And I was like, bro, you collect comics? I was like, yo, we got it literally, Free Comic Book Day is working in some ways because look at that. That's another one. Demon
This is
Slayer,
like last year, I think.
last year. Yep.
Last year.
But this one sells for $5.
And that one actually sells for over 100 in a 9.8.
I have 50 of them.
There you go.
I mean,
He literally can
because they gave me a box. They're like, nobody's grabbing these. You want to just take them? I'm like, sure. And I
then
just
what
took a short
happened?
box.
2
of them.
months later, someone was like, "This is the first appearance of
I
such
knew-
and such."
I knew what I was getting myself into. It literally says Demon Slayer on the bottom corner. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Do you want these?" And I was like, "Heck yeah, I
I'm
do."
good. Just send me 2 copies now, PTT. We'll all be
That's
fine.
It does like literally. I will send these to whoever wants them.
All right, everybody, raise your hand in the
Yeah,
chat.
put
We need
the
it now.
poll. Put the poll up.
Put the poll. What do we want it to say?
Who wants a zombie?
Is selling Free Comic
sorry.
Book Day good or bad? Is it what is that good or bad? Is it okay to sell Free Comic Book Day books in the secondary market, or are you not a piece of shit for selling books in the secondary market?
I feel like that's a leading question. How about
I know.
do you resell Free Comic Book Day books for a profit? Yes or no?
Or would you
that could-
buy? Do you resell?
Would you buy? Would you buy? Would
Okay,
you buy
that's
a
fair.
Free Comic
Yeah,
Book?
yeah. Okay.
Would you buy a Free Comic? Because again, I agree with you 100%. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So
Yes.
if you're willing to sell the books and someone's willing to buy it, then
Correct.
it's the buyer's fault. So I agree with that 100%. I never knock anyone for trying to sell something. You hustle your brains out to make what you want. That's on you. But if someone's willing to pay for it, it's on them.
So
Oh man, did you really just bust out a Camelback after you just drank box wine from a box? You had a glass of wine, and then you just magically pulled a random Camelback. I can't. Like,
this
What's wrong with
guy,
the Camelback?
this guy,
it's just out of nowhere. It's like it's
out
the
of
most
nowhere.
like you can have a water bottle. I would get. You could have like a freaking like
He's got
juice
the-
box.
he's got
I
the
would get. But you literally just reached behind you and pulled a Camelback out of air, and we're like, oh, hold on. I gotta hydrate for this hike I'm about to take. Give me a minute.
I need to hydrate. Yeah, I
Jeff
don't.
is saying- let's see. Willy Wonka is saying, I think there should be rules. You can't sell Free Comic Book Day for a month. Who's gonna stop people? That's the problem.
it's like bad idea trying to say you can't mark up your books for the first week or something, or the
Right.
first day.
That's gonna be uncontrollable. Then
But you know
Jeff says the
and
Umbrella
it's-
Academy free comic book day. How many of those do you have, Kyle?
Oh, I don't have any of them.
I just saw that in a list here, and it was like
I just
all
showed the
about
ones that I had. I had Children X was really cool. Fireflies or Fire. What's the Jeff Lemire one called? 1 second. It's called Fish Flies. Fish Flies.
Fish
Jeff
Flies.
Lemire just blows me away with his art. He had me on Maze Book, to be honest.
But going back to this whole thing, it started with regards to the spider characters and
Yes.
how we perceive them.
Yep.
Whether or not they're going to have any sustainability. I hear it every day. Not another spider character yet. Like Matt said, kudos to Spider-Man doesn't get enough credit, or Spider-Man doesn't get enough love. So there's a happy balance there. People are buying the the Spider-Man characters, so something's going on there.
But Spider-Man's
Yep.
doing something right though. They're tailoring their new age characters to the younger generation, which is the
Absolutely.
right thing. Which, again, you can see DC trying to do that, but they're doing it in the wrong fashion. So
Ooh, what's that one?
Shaman King.
I don't remember that. Cool.
So I'm not against it. I just when we used to do free comic book day, and again I wasn't there this year, but like if you were a kid, you got I don't care how long the line was, the kids always got to go in first, and then once the kids were done, the adults would go in. But
No, I'm talking. There were grown-ups in there at the line. The
getting
line,
6 and 7 each book.
yes.
Yeah.
Kudos to the shops, though. The shops were like, you can only pick up 5 books, but literally, I saw grown-ups come with 6 kids, and those kids were not getting any of those books. The grown-ups was taking it from them, and that's the BS that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I went with my son, and whatever one he wanted, that was for him.
Like the
Not
Sonics
for
and stuff like
me.
that. There
we go.
Not for me.
Punch. I'll send you out some Demon Slayer, and Punch just volunteered to send out One Punch Man.
There you go.
He's not volunteering. That's an expensive book.
One Punch Man, definitely expensive.
But
All right,
does it matter? Does it really matter? It's not even the first appearance. It's the first U.S. representation
I think
in a comic book form.
I think you hit it home. No, it doesn't matter. Just look.
Okay.
But free comic book day was to encourage people to actually read the books.
Yes.
And
Yes.
everyone literally picks the book up and they don't read it. Like, it's given to you for free. Take 45 seconds out of your life and twist the 5 pages that they gave you and just read what it's about.
You want to know?
People are not reading the regular comic books that they buy every week.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
know.
I'm behind. I'm behind on reading, regardless.
I'm behind on
so.
reading too, but I try to get to the ones I like care about. But let alone the free comic book day, they're just going to rack up. Now, granted, the stores are taking advantage because they had everything on the walls out for the first time. They had labs everywhere. I was like, okay, why didn't my store have these up like 2 weeks ago? Like it was just like, we're gonna make a spectacle of this day. I'm fine with that.
It's like when you have an auction and there's 5 people in the chat. That's like a normal day, right?
Right.
But if you have an auction and there's 50 people in the chat, you're gonna
go nuts.
Yeah, you want to have more. You're reaching. It's all about audience. Free comic book day has
if
2
you're
incentives.
a store, you should be trying to sell regardless all the time. So why not?
I would
your
say,
walls
why not
full?
put your best foot forward?
Yeah,
it's
like
it's
all the
hard.
stuff these guys had. I'm like, where the fuck have you been hiding this stuff? Like, I would have came to the store with more money. The other thing is, though, honestly, when I go to my LCS, I am so kind of jaded now. One LCS will give me 30% off of everything I buy.
Yeah.
So the others, I'm like, I'm asking you for 10% and you won't budge.
I had a shop. That
Alright,
didn't give
But
me
also,
anything.
why are you being so cheap? Why can't you support your LCS at full cost?
Because when I look on eBay, the price is $200 above what eBay is selling it. So I want to support you.
They're trying to make that brick and mortar, work.
I can't.
Well,
I can't help if you mark up your books.
You be selling all these.
I can't help if you mark up your books. It's not gonna make it easier for me to get money to make a deal for you.
I need to address something that Matt said, which I totally agree with. Free Comic Book Day is to literally get people into your store that wouldn't normally go, to get a younger audience into books, because at $4-5 a book, like, kids aren't gonna buy like 20 books off the wall, but they can show up to Free Comic Book Day and get a handful of them. My shop literally had like carnival games where all we wanted to do was give free things to kids, get them involved, and make sure that they all left with books. Like, that's literally what we did, and it was fun, dude. I ran like a beanbag toss for like half of it.
That is awesome. You should have actually live streamed or recorded that.
Yeah, I have some cool pictures.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen some of that.
But it was just fun. We had like we would blindfold people, and they'd fish for rubber duckies, and however many duckies they got.
My local second in Charles actually had a costume contest.
Costume contest.
It was dope. I was like, this is dope right here. Like, that's what it should be about.
I love it when people cosplay at LCSs. Yeah, what's up?
Costume contest was dope, but you go to Comic Cons and you can't have a good time without getting your exclusive. My man, you could go to your local LCS on Free Comic Book Day and have the same good time you would have if you went to a Comic Con with people there that love it. But you're gonna sit here and still complain about the fact that you didn't get your Pop Funko exclusive. I didn't get my first appearance on Comic Book Day.
Listen to me. If I paid $300 to get
you guys both need to figure out how to move on past certain things.
I will never let it go. If I gotta pay $300+ to go to New York City Comic Con, I expect
and the price of the hotel and a rental car.
Right.
All right, we got to shift the tempo here.
Let's move the gears because there's.
Well, in the chat, if for the people that are still here, and even if you're watching this on the replay, can you guys comment which was your Free Comic Book Day, like your favorite one? Mine was that came out. Mine was this one, Trojan X.
Trojan X with the nose.
It was technically a reprint. So actually, I'll just say this: mine was Sacrificers. Sacrificers was definitely number one. It was freaking awesome. Rick Remender, freaking glorious. All right, sorry. If I had to go and see blindfolding kids and give them the candy, I'm calling the house. I did. I gave them a bunch of candy. Dude, I ate so much candy that day. I was like, these kids are getting the candy for free. I'm gonna pack some Skittles and.
Now shall we shift gears to a little bit of the gun?
Well, we can't. Real quick, I want to end in that news. Just Mother's Day. Let's talk about Mother's Day real quick for 2 seconds.
Let's talk about Mother's Day.
If you have a significant other and she's a mother or your mother, what comic book are you buying her? What comic book are you buying your mother, Sans?
Well, unfortunately, my mom is not with me anymore, but for my wife, who is a mother, I would get her one of the rock and roll comics. She's a big music fan, and those rock and roll comics are pretty damn awesome. I do have the Prince one for her slabbed, so I would continue to collect those because she's not in she watches all the Marvel characters. She's a big like MCU and will do that, but she's not like collecting comic books. But if it has to do with like music and art and stuff like that, that would kind of hit home. So I would say those rock and roll comics because they would connect with kind of what she's about. So the Prince ones or any other great artist that she liked.
Love it.
What about you, PTT?
One word: Godzilla.
Ooh.
My mom loves Godzilla. Yeah. Anytime I see some cool Godzilla books, I'll pick them up. She doesn't like reading comic books, but she'll flip through them. She loves the corniness of like old school Godzilla, where it had like those guys in the rubber suits.
Yeah.
So she's like,
Actually,
it was
that's
so
some of my
hammy.
favorite. That's some of my favorite Godzilla, man.
It's hard for me to watch, just because of like, I don't know. It's nostalgic. I'll give it that. So
I couldn't
Matt.
buy my mom. I couldn't buy my mom a comic book. She wouldn't understand it. Like honestly, my mom is like that. She understands like what it like. I could sit there and be like, Mom, this is culture. Like this is history, and she'd be like, No, it's not. Get it away from me. Like I'm just a weird woman. Love her though. But my wife. All right, so listen. My wife just got into comic books pretty heavily, and it's funny you brought up John Jang earlier in the show because when I took my wife
the
out
Jang
to
Gang.
Terrificon, John Jang was there. And my wife talked to John Jang for like 30 minutes. And it was probably the best experience she ever did. And John Jang.
Please have her seal the deal for us, sir.
That's fine. John Jang did a cover for the Alice in Wonderland series with the Cheshire Cat on it. She has that one, of course. Done. But there was an eBay early original Alice Through the Looking Glass comic that no one was bidding on. Like this thing was under the radar, but it was a 7-day auction, of course. But I'm messaging the guy before, like, yeah, like let's just take this down. Like, you tell me what you want for it, let's make a deal. Up till like 7 hours before this thing was going to end, no one was looking at it. I was in there with a $3 bid on this book. Like
everybody was waiting until the last 15
the last
minutes.
5 minutes. This book went from $3, I think, to like $175. And I was like, you motherfucking eBay sniping bitches that came in there.
Oh my God.
So it is now Wednesday, and I got none for Mother's Day. I got none. So I was hoping to get some ideas off of all of you because I only got 4 days to come up with something.
Spa package. That's what I went with. Spa package. Can't go wrong there.
It was Alice, World's Greatest Stories, Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. 17 bids in 5 minutes, $112.
Damn.
So mad. Like, and I haven't seen this book ever. Like, it was one of the things where like I didn't even know it existed.
Show us the book, sir. Share the screen. Let us see this book. We need to put the radar out. Oh, I know what else. The Jenny Frison, and this might be for me being selfish, the Jenny Frison cover of Stranger Things, because the wife loves Stranger Things. So that Frison cover where 11 is doing this, she has a slick back hair. Good Lord. Need that.
So I don't know why on your screen.
Jenny Frison is a good artist.
Oh, 112. What? Oh.
You ever seen that?
Never. Is this like a 1940s golden age something?
Never saw it before. It popped up out of nowhere, and I was again. No one bid on this thing for 7 days, and I just sat there quietly, didn't say nothing. Had an alarm set. 5 minutes through it, and I had like my top bid like $65. But it all came in like the last 10 seconds, $112. I was so mad. I probably would have paid $112 for it because it's sentimental. She loves Alice. It's what brought her into comic books. But
bro, what I don't like about eBay, and this is the problem with eBay, the when it's like down to the last minute or so, you can put in this bid, right? And you can even hedge your bet and put in more. But if someone waits till like the last 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and put like a stupid bid in there, you can't counter. It's done.
And again, never bid a whole number. So like, see how it's $12.50? Like if you would went $110, you would have lost because he would went that $2.50 more. So it's always do like an obscure number no matter what you do.
eBay is stupid for that. They could make more commission if you just pushed it out by 30 seconds each time a new bid came in, because I literally will sit on eBay and wait for a deal, and I'm in there 30 seconds, the last minute, I'm battling. I even hedge my bet. Nobody else is bidding. And then all of a sudden you lose. You were outbidded. And I'm like, how did that happen? Because someone just put in a random number at the end that beat my hedge bet. So was I supposed to put like if the bid is $100, I'm supposed to put $300 in there just in case. I'm like, eBay, come on, you gotta do better.
But you know what I've been doing lately though? I've been watching like the ending soonest. Like I just type CGC comic books, and I'm just looking what's ending soonest, like what's ending in the next couple of seconds, and just see what people are like sitting there in the finish line sniping on. And I just think it's hysterical just seeing how things will like $22, 15 seconds later, $380, like. So.
Sean, I mean, you make sense, but sometimes I'm willing to go a little bit above, but a book might be sitting at $25. And let's say I put 75 in there. I'm like, all right, here, I hedge my bet 50. Am I gonna put $250 in someone? What if sometimes some of this is nefarious. Like you got some people that will run their own book up. They get other shell bidders to do that shit. So I don't want it to be like, yo, someone just, bid me up to get extra money out of me. So it's just, it doesn't make sense. Like eBay should just push like a 30-second thing and give you a warning, like you've been outbid.
Sudden death. I don't know, man. You never had been in one up at an auction before? You obviously never bid against Sean Ryder. My man has taken me to the cleaner on things that I should have won $200 cheaper.
No, I agree. It's the cost of doing business. I just think that even on the YouTube auctions, you will get a reset of time, right? People will say, okay, 30 seconds added back. Now, at some point in time, you just don't have enough time to counter, but eBay is just like, yo, the people.
Whatnot adds 5-10 seconds after every bid, right?
Yeah, Whatnot will add another 10 to 15 seconds on after those bids. So I'm just thinking eBay is one. It's a business model where they can make more money off the cost of the book because people want it to go up. But two, the sniping is. Yeah, at the end, it's mostly emotional.
They got me, man. They got me.
He hit it. He hit the nail on the head because I'm so invested. If I've waited 7 days on an auction, and at the end of the night I lose because of like some BS, it's almost demoralizing at that point in time. But I digress. So yes, Mother's Day. Make sure you guys are calling your moms, calling those moms that you know.
Absolutely.
And even moms that you want to get to know, call them as well.
They're the ones that put in the hard work to bring us here. So
y'all wouldn't be here without a mom somewhere.
There you go.
Unless you're raised in a test tube.
You still had to come from.
We can go down that path. X23.
Y'all know how Kyle got here now, folks. Okay.
X23 genes.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
The Camelback already did that. Trust me, we'll be on that point.
He's got.
All right.
I told you I rollerblade. I rollerblade with my Camelback, and I just go around town.
Like,
and I'm literally just playing Pokemon Go while I'm rollerblading.
This guy is all over California with big books in his backpack with rollerblading, playing Pokemon Go. Like, hey, Lucian, here's $1,000 book I'm delivering.
Yeah, it's like.
Still to this day, kind of sketch. I was in San Bernardino. If you look up San Bernardino, not the greatest neighborhood. And I had I was delivering Lucien Serwin's books, and it was about like $800 just for him. And then I was delivering some other books too.
All right, damn it. It's time to talk a little Guardians non-spoiler. Can we say In Gun We Trust?
All right, real quick.
Yo.
Before we Gun We Trust, recaps on our grades.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sans, what did you say back in January?
I think I said Guardians was a hit.
All right, Kyle, what did you say?
I probably said flop.
I said hit. Sans, you said miss. Kyle said miss.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that hates James Gunn. So why did I say hit?
Why did you even watch the movie? You basically caster cursed it yourself.
I know, but all right.
So we're doing spoiler free. We're not going to give any spoilers. But I will say this: as far as Guardians goes, this was a movie that I could watch again, and I will watch again. What's up, Geeky? This was a movie that endeared me to the characters, old and new. And this was a movie that wrapped up everything for me nicely, where I feel comfortable letting go. I can say the Guardians was a great trilogy. I would rank it Guardians 1, Guardians 3, Guardians 2.
Yeah, well, you could, but can you say that after Guardians 2, it was a good trilogy? That's like saying the new Star Wars trilogy was good.
No, you can't do that. But look at Back to the Future, right? Can you say Back to the Future
No,
3
it was not.
even matter?
Easily. You could just say no, it wasn't. You could just call
Well,
it
Back to the Future 2 was okay.
Yeah, so it's not a good trilogy. It's just 3 subpar movies.
No, but two had its place. It was just a little off. 2 was a little off. It was still a good movie. It didn't kind of disconnect me as a viewer. I still so for me, if I'm willing to rewatch, like honestly, I don't want to see Mario again. Mario was just okay to me.
I fell asleep.
I thought it was. I thought from a nostalgic purposes, Mario was a good movie, but there was nothing rewatchable about that.
Okay.
Guardians, I loved everything about it except for the music this time.
Hey, no spoilers. I loved everything about it. Just leave it at that. All
Yeah.
right. 1 out of 10.
For me, I give it a 8.5.
Wow.
Kyle, you're up.
This is gonna be okay. I'll bump it up a 0.5. 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I need to drink more.
Yeah.
You get a 9?
No, 8.5 is what he said.
Yeah, but you said you'll bump it up a 0.5.
I'll bump it up a 0.5. I'm bumping it up to 5
From
4.5.
Oh. Okay.
I'll say 5. It was tough for me to get through. There was, but like the cast was phenomenal. I'm a stan for Nathan Fillion, man.
Again, non-spoilers.
It's not. There's no spoiler in the.
Did High Evolution make your hit your?
Sort of.
Okay. See, I thought that would have been the thing. Like if you would have asked me before this, I'd be like, "Oh, Kyle really liked it."
I don't think that he was utilized to what I thought he was going to be utilized to, but yeah, he met my expectations.
There was somebody who I didn't think was utilized to where I would have thought they would have been utilized, but from that perspective, I could see a starting point the way that they introduced. So
I want to say one thing about Guardians as a whole. If you were to take just 2, okay, sorry, I just compared 2 things. So Groot literally says, "I am Groot" over and over. Vin Diesel.
right.
Understood. Like, whatever. It's a parody. If you were to make Drax just like walk around and say Drax, I'd be better with that, because everything that he says is so cringe to me.
No,
and,
bro.
So pointless. It's so pointless. Take all of his dialogue out.
He saved this movie. Like,
what plot point does he progress? He just says stupid.
He was major for this movie.
Okay.
I'll take you both out.
I disagree with you. Drax is great. In fact, I thought maybe in Guardians 2, he was kind of like wearing on me with that.
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Yo, I actually did that in a presentation at my job one day. I put that in there.
That was from Guardians. That was
from
2.
1.
No, that's from 1. Yeah.
It was from 1.
It was 1 or 2. I don't know. Whatever. But, it's my favorite line.
Listen, he was wearing on me in part 2, and also I think it was it Endgame or one of them, where it was just like, okay, Drax is getting old, but this Drax in this movie meant so much more. And they actually it was endearing. It was so endearing in this movie. So I will give it to everybody on this one.
That's why you're at an 8.5 and I'm at a 5.
There you go. Matt, what say you?
I said it was
Yes.
a hit back in the day, and again, I hate what James Gunn did to the Suicide Squad. I hate James Gunn how James Gunn. It's almost like
Slaps an 80s
you
soundtrack on
can't
everything.
expect Tim Burton not to do Tim Burton. So you
Okay.
can't go into James Gunn and expect James Gunn not to do James Gunn. So like you have to just get over that hump, and that hump took me a
What do
long
you
time
mean,
to get
like
over.
putting all his family members and everything?
Or going to an island and molesting little boys and girls. Okay,
Oh no!
Or James Gunn redefining the word soundtrack, where it's not a freaking soundtrack. It's literally just playing songs. Like, it's not a soundtrack. I'm sorry. Those songs weren't created by you. There wasn't an orchestra. There wasn't anything. There's no creation.
Yeah,
You
that
just
is
played
not-
songs off your Zune.
it was a good close to the trilogy. Again, I hated number 2 more than life itself, so it was like a cringe moment to drag me into the theater to see this. But I didn't leave like saying like, why did I come?
Okay.
That's
So
my,
is
that's my
that a six or a 7?
6.5, and that's still good for
6.5.
me. That's still good for
Yeah.
me.
If you're not
Considering No Way Home got a 5 to me.
Right,
Yeah.
6.5 to Matt is actually pretty damn good, ladies. And
5's not bad either for me.
you
in my grade
literally have to be Andor or better in order to get high marks.
I sat through all of
Andor.
Andor. And
And-
honestly, I'm gonna be look. We never got to finish on Mandalorian, but I'll tell you this: Andor's last 3 episodes were better than the entire season of Mandalorian.
100% agree
Yes.
with you.
The only thing, and dude, it killed me when they had that crappy season finale of Mandalorian. It was so bad in 30 minutes. I
Can
was
we
like,
talk about this?
no,
though?
we
Like,
were supposed
why?
to. It was
Why?
so bad. I
Oh my
literally
God.
sat there and was like, I gotta go on Wine and Cheese and tell Sans that Andor was better than that. Like I literally rolled over.
And it
The
all comes
last, the
around.
last 2 episodes of Mandalorian saved the whole season for me, but they weren't great. It was like I just needed that to feel okay about a whole season.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, they were being backed into it was obvious traps. It was obvious what was going to happen. Like, why was Moff Gideon not trying to save his clones when it's like, you killed my clones, dude? You saw them walking the whole time.
Yeah.
Why the hell didn't you go protect your clones? It made no sense to me.
It felt like Disney did Disney. Like not Feige, not anyone that did Mandalorian. It was like Disney controlled that season. Same way I feel Disney controlled Mando or Boba Fett. Like
Yes,
I just feel like
Disney absolutely controlled Boba Fett. Said, Mandalorian, you're going to come in here and do this. Mandalorian was not Grogu was not supposed to be back until he was supposed to be with Luke for a whole year. They screwed everything up. I don't understand why Disney needed to do that. Like this thing was working, but you wanted merchandising and you wanted to sell shit.
And now to rewind it, did Guardians bring back early Marvel? And I have to say yes.
What do you mean
Yes.
early Marvel? Like
Where-
phase one?
Was it a revolution of good Marvel?
It was like a script that I could actually say, okay, I stood behind. Regardless of how I liked the story, regardless how I felt that, villains may be weak or powerful or just or unjust or utilized appropriately, I felt like it was an early age Marvel film. And I left there saying, okay, that was,
It
phase
was
3 Marvel.
phase 2 Marvel for me. It was phase 2 all over again. Like,
And the
really,
Gamora scene was from Infinity War, just so you know.
yeah.
It's when they're trying to find Gamora after she loses with Thanos. Like, just get your movies right, guys. Okay. Don't embarrass us here.
Good cast is what I have to say about Guardians. That's my
All
main
right.
takeaway.
Adam Warlock, 1 through
No.
5.
Oh my
1 through
God.
5.
I give it a -2.
Negative 2. Okay, I was a 1. If that, I just don't think he was the right person for the job.
I did not want to bring that up, but yeah, -2. Whether or not it was the right casting, it just wasn't the right.
I can't see him anything other than the dude from the Maze Runner with his big old eyebrows. I just can't.
Look, I can see
Isn't it-
past
it
these
just-
things,
that's-
right? Most people who watch Park and Rec
Yeah.
can never see Chris Pratt as like
I don't typecast people. I understand typecasting
right. That's
and
why
why
I
it
was saying
happens, but I
that's
don't
why I was
participate
saying
in it.
I could see past it. This
I
Will
don't even-
Poulter, Will Poulter could have been great. I just think they didn't really. I don't think for everything that Guardians 1 was and that Cocoon being there.
I'm not
Guardians
agreeing
3
with that.
That was 2. That was the end of 2.
was
That
it
was
the
the
end
start.
of 2?
It was
Or
the
maybe
start
I am
of
agreeing
2.
with
The
it, I'm not
opening
sure.
scene of 2 was the cocoon and why it was there and everything. It was the opening scene of 2.
I thought it was the end scene of 1 with the Cocoon there.
Opening scene of 2.
All right, but for all of that, this made no sense to me, like where he was and everything else. So from that standpoint, it just was not great for me. And when we go back to the comic books and will things sell, I think we're going to see another one of those line of comics that people have been investing in
Uh-huh.
that are going to tank. And that's mainly due to the movies. Excuse me, mainly due to the movies. But it was also propped up on the hope of the movie as well.
So does Marvel now need to come up with a comedic trio or a duo or something to replace the future for Guardians? Because there is no more of this. This is not anything about the movies. Like before the movies came out, if you've seen it or not, they said that this was the end of the Guardians.
Well, they said
Right.
Star-Lord will return.
I'm a fuck you. Get him. Why do we even do this? Why?
I don't think we need it to be like so comedy focused. I think Ragnarok kind of set the precedence for like.
But
having
then they
comedy.
bombed with Love and Thunder.
Yeah, you
so they
can't do Love and
overdid
Thunder.
something.
Like they took Ragnarok and put it on steroids with Love and Thunder. That was stupid.
I enjoyed Ragnarok.
I love
like, honestly.
Ragnarok. I hated
Love
and
and-
Thunder.
I didn't hate it. What is it with people not being able to like stick the landing on certain characters? It's like they're like afraid of stereotypes and they just like play into them.
Hey Kyle,
I don't-
where's your box wine at? Just get it
Yep.
out right now. Come
Yep,
on.
show the box
Come on,
wine,
get your,
Kyle.
Get your box wine out right now, Kyle. Come on,
Why's
get
that?
it. No, put it.
No,
No.
no,
No.
show
Get
that box
the whole
that
box.
you were
out.
actually drinking out of the tap.
Yeah, Sands and I were sitting at
What are you
Arby's and
talking about?
McDonald's. Go ahead. Yeah. Oh yeah. What are you talking
I don't know
about?
what you're talking about.
Don't make me go get the rewind.
Right. Oh, there it is. He was drinking this out of the tap,
You
box
see what we gotta
wine.
deal with? This is what happens when you don't show up.
Oh, look, see,
Ever.
it was kind of the buddy cop dynamic between Hulk and Thor was good. A lot of people appreciate it. See, Taika Waititi hit on a certain. It's kind of like Guardians 1. Nobody saw it coming, and
Mhm.
it was refreshing. That's why I think you had those two first Thors, and they were kind of like people were like, "Why is Thor so uptight?" Thor is like, and obviously
Because
Thor
it
is
was
this.
like Thor finding himself. Like you can't. Like that's the thing. Like they couldn't have every origin story of like, oh man is depressed or oh man is weak, man becomes superhero. Like they had to do something kind of different. And again, they had to build on the distrust relationship between Thor and Loki because
Yeah.
that is the story.
But Love and Thunder destroyed everything because it went to buffoonery level. Like, what was Russell Crowe doing? Like, literally, what was Russell Crowe and all of those gods doing? Why did you have the level of actor for Gore and not use Gore in any way? He killed no gods besides that first guy. And he was like, basically, he was playing babysitter with the kids. And then at the end, the kids was like, what was that? Like, I literally was like, this makes no freaking sense.
Liz, why you got throw me under the bus? Why you got
Boxed
why you gotta let that train? Why you gotta let that train come by and just hit me with no hesitation? Like
What is boxed pepper?
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Damn, Liz. Oh my god.
I'm done with this. I
Oh my.
got
But yeah, it literally Taika destroyed it. But going back to Guardians and going to what's coming for the DCU, is Superman going to be amazing? Like, that's all I can think about.
Is
now.
what going to be amazing?
Superman.
I don't know, man. Like, give me one James Gunn movie where he's been serious.
When the movie has been serious, I
Yeah.
don't have one for you.
Yeah, I don't have one.
So
Or a
again,
TV show.
I can't see him doing what DC fans love about DC. Serious plots, like dark twists. Like, they don't. DC fans hate the kiddiness of Marvel movies. Marvel fans hate the seriousness and dark tone of DC movies. That's the great divide. And James Gunn, literally, in my opinion, only knows how to do slapstick, stupid humor. That's why he was a perfect fit for Suicide Squad. It fit his directing style.
Peacemaker as well.
Well,
Peacemaker, yeah.
So I can't see him doing that successfully in a Superman movie. I mean, a Batman movie would. I mean, maybe if he did.
He's doing the Brave and the Bold.
No, Batman Who Laughs. Like, I could see him having like a dark. I could see him having like a dark comedic twist to Batman Who Laughs, like with kind of like a crazy psychopath side. But like,
I would
I
love
can't
that.
see him doing like a regular Batman movie. Like, Matt Reeves did get rid of Robert Pattinson and his emo-ness. The concept of the Batman was on point from start to finish, and it showed us
the Riddler was so gritty and hardcore. I loved it.
And
it
that
wasn't
was
comical. It was like real life. This is everything you love about what's the show Law and Order. Like it literally had Law and Order, Riddler, and a crazy ass Batman. So I actually enjoyed it.
And see, when I look at Matt Reeves' Batman and I see the success of the One Bad Day books right now in comics, I see where someone was able to take good villains, because good villains make movies amazing. I'm sorry, you can have an amazing superhero, but if you do not have a good villain, it doesn't matter how good your superhero is. Yes. Every last one of them books are phenomenal.
I don't understand though. Why does every villain basically hold no weight? Like, villains hold no weight in these movies
because they don't. Like, other than Thanos, when have you seen a villain be a presence in so many movies over a timeline? Never.
It makes no sense.
No one thought that people would want to have a build up for a big villain battle.
Dude, that's what made the MCU for the first 2 to 3 phases. You had this big bad that it was lingering in the background saying, I'll do it myself. And it was badass when he came on the scene. And literally, you out-Hawked the Hulk. Now, I know everyone
in the opening scene of him. Like, that sets the tone for everything.
I know everyone hates that the Hulk never Hulked out. The Hulk would never do that in real life, but he out-Hulked the Hulk. Like, Hulk would not come out because of Thanos. And that's how crazy the buildup for that whole 2 to 3 phases was.
Absolutely.
With Thanos in the background. And you had, what was crazy is you actually had the domino of minor villains in each of those building to this big bad. So you had Loki, you had Red Skull, you had all these other villains leading to the one villain.
And they absolutely flailed with Kang.
Kang, I don't know what they're trying to do there.
Kang will never have the same level of threat, and they need to just scrap that shit right now.
I don't know what they were trying to do. Why would you do that in an Ant-Man movie? That makes no sense to me.
All right, real quick. I know we've talked long enough. We got to talk about the potential casting for Fantastic Four.
Okay, let's do it.
What's his name? It just came out this week.
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Thank you. As Reed Richards.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Phenomenal actor, though. Jesus.
Hey, listen, I liked him on SNL.
It's some roles.
Have you seen him on SNL? He was fucking hilarious, right?
He's
Undercover Boss.
He went
to school. He went to the classroom.
I'm Matt. Undercover.
Adam Driver is a phenomenal actor.
What's what's your favorite movie with him?
I don't fucking know the name of it. Oh, excuse me. I don't know the name of it.
Lucky Logan?
No, it came out recently. It was about them. There's like a gas spill, big chemical cloud, and then he takes his family away.
You're talking about the rise of Kylo Ren?
No.
Yeah.
And then he ends up killing a person. Shoot, let me just look it up.
I'm looking it up right now. So
just Adam Driver movie. There's like a big explosion. Just oh my god, he crushed that role.
So a lot of people are saying that aggressively relaxing, and just to go back on Love and Thunder, because Korg was telling the story.
White Noise is the name of it.
I didn't see White
It
Noise.
makes me. It bothers me that they would put out a movie based upon framing it through Korg's point of view, because even if you did that, it was bad. Like, why? Why would you give us a movie through Korg's point of view, telling a children's story? Like, I think you do. Remember how Deadpool had Deadpool, and then it had like the children's version of Deadpool? I would have been fine if you did that after and you said, okay, we gave you Love and Thunder, and we're going to tell it from Korg's perspective and give you more of a kid's version. I would have been fine with that. But you can't tell me that Taika took this movie with such a great. People have been waiting for gore and null and these characters, like villains. People want villains. They want these characters, and these villains have not lived up to the hype, unfortunately.
So I said it last show. Who's gonna do it? There's no one, in my opinion, other than Doctor Doom.
Galactus.
But you just can't just bring in Galactus though. Like Doctor Doom step on the playing field today and be relevant.
He could.
I love that you just said you can't just bring in Galactus. He doesn't just like, I'm here.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but you're talking Fantastic Four, and you're talking Silver Surfer, so you know they're gonna bring heralds. You can start with the heralds, and it can be building up to the big bad again. Who's driving the heralds? If people are saying, why are these people attacking these these worlds? What is going on? And they're heralds for somebody. You're again creating this Thanos level character.
It's not Kang. They need to just get rid of him. I'm sorry. You have your opportunity to fix this steering ship. Just do it.
The only way to save Kang for me is if you tell me this was not the true version of Kang, and that
it was,
and that is a scroll,
right? He was a scroll. He was something.
So wait, tell me, you can't say it's a scroll when they went back to the other Council of Kangs and they were like, "Oh, Kang the Conqueror's dead. You must be upset. You didn't get to kill him yourself." That dialogue justifies that it wasn't a scroll.
It makes no sense to me that you would put this.
They didn't see Kang die; they felt it. So it was a visual feeling that he was gone from the time. Like he was gone from the universe.
You cannot tell me that was supposed to be the version of Kang that everyone knows the Conqueror as. So if that's the case, again, it makes no sense.
New Age Disney, 100%, I believe it. I believe that shit from start to finish because, again, New Age Disney, that is New Age Disney from start to end.
Missteps in character development.
But again, Jeff, seeing the Council of Kangs at the end made no sense to me. Like Matt was saying, it was terrible.
Like why? Like I go back to the same thing. Phase 1, 2, and 3. Look at the total length of movie development, and then you take Phase 4 and all the TV, all the other nonsense. It's just not there. So I'm just
put Kang in the first movie and he's dead or whatever. That makes no sense. And by Ant-Man on top of that. That really makes me
not even Ant-Man. It was ants.
It was ants.
Ants.
But Ant-Man at the end was actually physically fighting him, bro.
Ants.
Ant-Man was fighting him at the end.
Ants.
That made no sense. But I agree with Someday on this, man. Jason Aaron put together the perfect script. No one read the source material here. Why make Love and Thunder like you had Ragnarok as a comedy that worked perfect for you? Go back to a more serious tone with this movie. You had screaming goats laughing. You had fucking, these gods, these Greek gods and other gods paying no mind to things. Like it made no sense. Like the movie felt like it was 4 different episodes. You had this black and white episode. It was stupid.
They just butchered Christian Bale, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They ruined probably one of my all-time favorite actors.
Really? What's your favorite Christian Bale movie?
Oh, The Machinist.
Machinist
was great.
Machinist is up there 100%.
Wow. The Prestige.
The Prestige. Oh,
Prestige is
so
another cool.
amazing. Oh my God, with the twins.
That movie was.
And then my third one
phenomenal.
would probably be
What
Prisoner.
actually takes the Prestige down was there was actually a second movie that was kind of about magic. The Illusionist.
With
Yo,
Edward Norton.
I was like, why they do 2 great magic movies at the same time?
Why are they making 2 Megalodon movies at the same time? It's like companies compete to get to the finish line, man. I mean, but
It made no sense to me. I was like, damn it, both of these are great.
Prisoners.
Did you notice the
Prisoners?
Prisoners? Yeah, absolutely.
Prisoners has never hit me harder as a father than seeing the fact that my child is missing, and I don't care what it takes to find him. I would have killed everyone in front of me.
Yo, American Psycho too was freaking epic, man.
This is Billy and the Jets. They're so famous back in the day.
Yo,
You could totally
American Psycho is so quoted. It's so pop culture. Like it's kind of like that. What is that? What was the thing with
Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah, what's the thing with Julia Lewis and Woody Harrelson? When they were on their killing spree, people
Zombieland?
What is it?
Zombieland?
No.
No.
What is the movie? Woody Harrelson and Julia Louise.
I don't know that many Woody Harrelson movies.
Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
So when you think about movies like that, it's not a good movie. I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's about bad things, but people make it iconic because it just the actors acted their asses off in that. So yeah, man, kudos to
another one, Out of the Furnace.
Oh, Out of the Furnace. That's when his brother was like in trouble or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Another one.
What was the dragon movie, man? What was the one he was battling like a
Rain of
dragon
Fire with Matthew McConaughey, man.
Yo, that was so good. People don't give that movie enough credit, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Christian
Even better.
Bale,
What about
Matthew
Equilibrium? The true Matrix before the Matrix.
No,
Don't pull me back in.
That
We are on Christian Bale.
Wait, time out. You've never seen Equilibrium?
No, I haven't.
All right, so look. So Equilibrium is the Christian Bale Matrix before. I gotta see if it came before or after.
Before or after? Okay.
But it is literally the concept of the Matrix in the future.
2001?
Hold on. This is Equilibrium.
98?
I'm trying to figure it out.
I think Matrix was like
Equilibrium
98.
was it's after. Equilibrium was 2002.
Okay.
So, but that's
Sounds
your homework
sounds
assignment.
like Requiem for a Dream or something.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. You have to go watch it.
So all that to say, Taika could have just made a good movie instead of doing what he did. Like, why was the Hammer such a focus? Like the Hammer being jealous, it got stupid. It got so stupid at some point. Like, I love the fact that the Hammer reformed and called to came to heal Jane and all of these things. And then you had like the Hammer getting like his axe getting jealous of everything. That just made the movie like it became. You remember you had Scary Movie and then you had what was the spinoffs of it?
Scary
Scream.
Movie
It was
2,
Scream,
Scary Movie 3,
and then it was Scary Movie, and it was like
Scary Movie 4.
this is Scary Movie, this is not the real movie, it's the parody. So that's what it felt like to me with that.
I'd like to go back to Sunday's comment. If we were to use the source material properly, we'd have more content like Last of Us, because Last of Us is the most recent thing that I can think of that used the source material to its fullest.
Right.
Where there's still,
But did you feel like, since you knew the source material, there was any excitement at the end of the tunnel?
It
No.
depends on if
No.
you read all of it, right?
I was very
I've never
yeah.
read those Last of Us comics, and I've only played The Last of Us like once or twice. So I knew that the source material existed, and I've seen some walkthroughs or some playthroughs, but
the comics are just the prologue.
Right.
So.
I never truly experienced it. So it was new to me, but I was actually excited to see breakdowns that said, here's how it stayed true, here's how it differed. And for the most part, it stayed true to the source material. I didn't understand why, from a standpoint of Gore, the Guard Butcher, and the way that run was built up, it was actually like a mega movie built to where you can go towards Null in the future and everything else if you wanted to, and even combine Venom and everything. Like, they could have made a cinematic universe around some of this stuff that was going on, and they chose not to. They chose to make a one and done movie, and that's what I think was the problem.
But I think some things need to be a one and done movie. Honestly, I think some things don't need to be drawn out. I think some things, like, honestly, I feel like the Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to be too drawn out.
Oh, it is.
And I'd rather them would have ended it with No Way Home with him having a fresh slate and give me Miles now, and then something goes on with Miles and it draws Tom to come back and try to help mentor him.
You know what? I'm fine with Tom Holland. I'm fine with Tom Holland Spider-Man continuing, as long as the writing is good, man. If the writing is good and the interest on the characters, like Tom Holland.
Did you feel 2 and 3 the writing was good for him?
Which one was the one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
I didn't like that one.
Oh wow, I actually like that one.
No,
I thought
the premise was stupid. I didn't have an issue with the acting of Gyllenhaal. I thought giving a kid these glasses and then like expecting him to know what to do with shit and being emotional, like, I thought it was real stupid.
There's plot holes in a lot of movies if that's how you're going about it.
Yeah, but it just was really glaring for me in that one. Like, don't give this kid that type of reign on it. But for the last one, I thought it was pretty damn good. And it could have ended for me there, but I'm okay. So, ladies and gents, we're at a point. Is there any other topics we didn't cover yet, though?
Well, the more depressing one, I want to save it for last.
Right.
Hold on. I mean, this is really nothing to watch. So there's nothing to do there.
So on TV right now, watching something
you
called.
You literally just went and got a goddamn miner's light.
Yeah.
Why do I like? It's literally like, oh, how can we just distract Matt?
The show is about what he's going to.
My man's got a room with a light switch that he could literally put a light on, but he went and got a headlamp.
The light's not bright enough.
Oh my god! So on TV right now, I'm watching a show called From. And it's actually refreshing. It's an interesting concept. It's kind of in the realm of Lost and Manifest, but it has supernatural like monsters attached to it. And so I'm like, holy shit, okay, I enjoy this.
It's the new age Fringe.
There you go. Yes.
That's how I look at it. I love Fringe.
Fringe was pretty damn good. So I would recommend From. Other than that, there's nothing on TV to watch. I mean, I would watch Star Wars Visions. That was good.
Anything but man.
I'm excited for Tales of the
Watch-
Jedi to come back.
Bad Batch was good. Bad Batch season 2 was great.
Bad Batch. Actually, I watched. That was pretty damn good this year.
Bad Batch is Trump's Clone Wars for me. I like Bad Batch better than Clone Wars.
I don't know.
It's just my opinion. It's close.
Second season of Bad Batch was way better than first season.
I agree.
I just think Bad Batch
I'm
is
actually interested in these these. This is actually pretty damn dope. But yes, Visions was incredible. I agree. I think the more that they do where they focus on kind of like these short stories and the like, now I'm on a kick. I need to understand, does the Kyber crystals, people are saying you bleed Kyber crystals to get them to change colors, or do they change color based upon who you are when you use it? So it's your aura. It's like a mood ring.
That's how I felt that it was. It was based off of how the Force interacted with your aura, and that's what changed your color. Like,
it's individual.
So it's individual, but can some people? So what is this by bleeding your Kyber crystal?
Unless you're Samuel L. Jackson and you can just pick purple. So.
But what isn't purple something else as well?
It is. They retconned it, but the actual story behind it is that he just wanted purple.
Because
legit. But they did make it work.
He's some type of in between Jedi where he was able to reflect the Force back onto the Sith with regards to the way he wills the Force. He reflects Sith powers.
Yeah, he has a complicated and going back to Tales of the Jedi, actually, they expound on it during the first season of Tales of the Jedi, kind of the origin of Count Dooku and Mace Windu.
And that was amazing. So, the origin of Dooku, like
he's relatable.
I felt so much better knowing about Dooku and Yaddle and all of those things. I was like,
they did Yaddle kind of dirty, but
did Yaddle very dirty. But that was so dope.
Yeah,
so people
absolutely.
are saying the Sith must bleed their Kyber crystals, but I saw in some of these things where people were just grabbing the lightsabers and they were changed to that color. So even in Star Wars Visions, when the one episode, they were making new lightsabers, they had not been kind of designated. And once people picked them, they all turned red. And there was one guy who had the blue. And I was like, oh, so it's like a mood ring. And now people are saying, no, you bleed your crystal. So it's interesting. But when the one guy at the end, all of these guys, it was almost like all of these guys who were around him was forcing his to be red. At the end, his turned like purple or yellow because he wasn't really a Sith. So this is the rabbit hole I'm going down now, these Kyber crystals.
But I don't know, I got nothing on TV. But I agree with you. But the difference is, like, in the hard part with Star Wars and like lore is you have books, you have movies, you have games, you have comics, you have so many different avenues of what is true canon that, because like if you asked George Lucas like what color lightsabers there are, he'd be like, there's no such thing as a gray Jedi. Like, there's only Sith and there's only Jedi. You have to have a Sith Lord, you have to have a Jedi, like the yin and yang.
That's where I get lost, is what is canon, because I always knew Kyber crystals to be like colorless until they interact with the Force user.
Right.
But
that's how I remember them.
But Jeff, again, if you ask Lucas, he'll say that there's only Sith and there's only Jedi. There's no gray Jedi. There's no like anything in between. Like all of those classes of Jedi that have come out in games and stuff do not exist in like
Ahsoka is like as gray as you can get.
Yeah, she kind of went away from the Force and everything. The Jedi.
Same with the Asajj Ventress. She's pretty gray.
but he doesn't label it as a gray Jedi.
No, and those aren't.
You
Are those
you're
even his
labeling
characters?
but you're labeling it as like she is a gray Jedi, but like they don't have a title of you are a gray Jedi versus
Okay.
it is just Jedi and Sith.
Yeah.
So how can
That's
you
right.
change Lucas's canon if this is Lucas's like is it now Disney controlled?
Because it's Disney. Yeah, because he sold
It's
his
Disney,
rights.
man.
They want
They can
to
do
have
it.
rainbow. So Filoni invented gray. Okay, that makes sense. So a lot
They
of-
sold the rights, so they can do what they want.
I do love what Dave Filoni is doing. He's created these.
It's not even just him though. His creative team is it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like
And I
he's
love
just
what
the
they're
goofy
doing.
guy wearing the hat.
Yeah.
So
They've always had these in the book. So in the books, and I guess
read
this
the
goes
novels
back-
if you want
This
lore.
goes back
Just
to
read the novels.
Lucas's. It's not canon
100
for
of them.
Lucas, but now a lot of those books are becoming canon. And so,
Yeah.
regardless of what Lucas is saying, the Legends books are becoming canon.
Mhm.
Some of the stuff from the video games are now retcon because the guy who played Jar Jar Binks was a character in the video games, and they brought him into these last episodes of Mando, and he was the guy that saved Grogu from being killed.
Are you excited about Hayden Christensen showing up in Ahsoka?
Yeah.
I think he did a
Nice.
phenomenal job in Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan.
Cool.
And I'll be
Honestly,
honest with you, there's a whole leak that just came out of the true lightsaber fight between him and Dooku and how it should have went down. And God, did we miss out on something phenomenal.
there was
That-
actually different battle scenes for him and Obi-Wan as well.
Mhm.
That was supposed to end different and do different things, but again, the decisions people make, we never see those
Yeah.
versions. It's interesting. I think that guy gets a bad rap because the movies were kind of cheesy altogether.
The dialogue was garbage. Oh my
Yes,
god.
the dialogue, the movie.
It was so bad. That
Well,
was
he
just
didn't
like,
play a bad Anakin necessarily.
no, he did what he could with the script.
But the
Like-
whole thought that Anakin was created by the dark side, like I think that's just been kind of retconned a little bit, where you see, Palpatine talking to him about, creating doing the metachlorians and manipulating them to almost have this immaculate conception kid. Like it is so interesting. He literally was supposed to bring balance to the Force,
He did.
and he was created by the Siths.
But he did, because he went against the Emperor and made his son choose family over fighting him. So he did bring balance.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but again,
yeah.
I will take Anakin all day over Kylo. Done.
Anakin
can't-
greater than Kylo. Kylo to me was a great lightsaber wielder. I liked his lightsaber. That was pretty much it.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, what happened with that series of movies, between like understanding what Rey's narrative was and understanding what Finn's narrative was, it just didn't make sense to me.
None of it
By
made
movie
sense.
2 and 3, Finn had like Force powers at one point. It felt like, and it just didn't happen. And then you're telling me she was supposed to be something, and yet it's Palpatine's. Like
So-
that was so.
That going back to what you said earlier, that entire trilogy, I think Saturday Night Live made it better, in my opinion. Where you have Finn, they have their auditioning tapes, and Finn's standing there, and he looks at the script, and he goes, "A black stormtrooper." What? With his British accent, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god, yeah, man. But that's pretty damn awesome, man. So nothing really on TV to watch, man. Go back and watch these shows like Mayor of Kingstown. I just started watching. That was pretty damn
There's
good.
some fucking good stuff out there.
Jeremy Renner, man, badass. He did a great job in this show. It's like 2 seasons worth of goodness. watching Gangsta of Harlem or there's a bunch of good stuff out there. So I would recommend, now that there's a lull in TV, man, go back and watch some of these great shows, man.
Go
I
back and
missed
watch your
out.
favorite show. I'm gonna go back and watch some Psych. I love Psych.
Yo, Psych was Psych. They actually just greenlit a new musical for Psych.
Yes.
So they're gonna be back, man.
It's so stupid.
There was an
but I love it.
episode. There was an episode of Psych that I could watch like a million times. It was
Mine
kind
was
of like,
Weekend Warriors was my favorite episode. Where
Which
they're
episode?
crashing the reenactors. And it was the whole like Civil War reenactor thing. And then they were crashing the party. It was good.
I
It
gotta
was good.
check that one out. So for
Yeah,
me,
it's called
it's the
Weekend
one
Warriors.
with Ash from Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
that freaking episode is
I forget that guy's name. I remember him from Burn Notice. You remember that other USA
is-
show?
it was so good because what's his name would fall asleep and he'd be in these dreams. It was like what? It was like they're killing me. Yeah, it was so funny. I watched that over and over and over. Bruce
Warrior.
Campbell, that's right. Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Thank you.
Oh, I gotta watch this Beef. So Beef is the I thought it was a movie on Netflix. So I gotta watch.
There's a Netflix show called Kunk on Earth. CUNK on Earth. It's a mockumentary, so documentary but parody version. It's if you find yourself laughing during the first episode, you will love the entire series.
Oh, is that the one with Mr. Show or one of those guys? He's
For Beef?
like no, the mockumentary you're talking about.
Oh no, it's one lady. Her name is something Kunk. Her last name is Kunk. And she is a brilliant comedian.
There was
my
another
goodness.
mockumentary where basically at one point this lady was doing like she was dating this it was like a series of small shorts and this one lady was dating, she was an artist and she was dating another artist, and they was making fun of how like these artists push the limit in terms of what art is, and she did this whole elaborate farce, and it was hilarious. I gotta find out the name of that, but
just DM it to us or something, and we'll talk about it next episode. That's all I got.
So we saved this last segment of the show to kind of dedicate to a good friend of ours. Many of you know this community. Many of you have been in this community for so long. Will know who we're talking about, and it's the legendary Chad RCG. We just wanted to take a moment to talk about how Chad has impacted us, how Chad has impacted this community, and give kudos to such a fabulous brother in this community. So we wanted to make sure we spent some time talking about Chad. So this is a hard topic to kind of open, to kind of close on and to kind of open up the stream of thought to, because it's still surreal in so many ways. But we got to show some love to my brother, the real comic gangster, Chad RCG. So
I don't even know where to start with this one. So a lot of people know that I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of content. I have been working for over a week on something for Chad, and I'll be honest with you, I can't finish it. I spent hours working on it Saturday night before I got sick, and Liz, huge shout out to Liz, has sent me so much content. I'm talking like 30 plus YouTube channel videos, appearances, funny moments. And I would find myself, I would just watch an auction or watch a show or watch something that he was on, and I couldn't stop. Like he brought so much fun to the table and so much personality. Like if I was to say one thing, I just loved bantering with him. I loved chopping it up. I loved him being like, "No, you're wrong. This is what it is. This is what it's gonna be." You know, like, and he was such a family man. I mean, he used to talk about, you know, the time he spent with his
Grandkids, man.
his grandkids, being an uncle. Like, you know, I mean, like, I'm gonna miss him, man. That's all I could say.
Yeah, listen, I'll say this, man. Chad was a real believer in the cookie shop. You know, from day one, Chad would hit me up. He'd be like, "Sands, I wanna come hang with you." And I'd be like, "Why?" He was like, "Because I love your fucking show, man." I'll be like, "Yo, that's cool." Yo, so there would be so many like Saturday afternoons. I just get a text message from him. He's like, "Sands, you doing a goddamn show tonight?" I was like, "I didn't plan to, but I guess I should." And we have a Saturday pop-up. So all of those Saturday pop-ups. That was Chad texting me like, "Hey man, let's do a pop-up." And you know, when Chad hits you up, it literally is like, yo, you're getting hit up by royalty, man. The guy would come to the table with these books and we'd be like, "Where the fuck did you get this?" Like, the books fell off the truck. You got all of these Pence version of books, and you're like, how did, like, not only did you get that in a high grade, but you were able to get the Pence version of that, and like, yeah, who are you, Chad? So there's so many memories, man. We have weeks, months,
literally archived
of content to celebrate. So
yeah,
the goal is celebration of my brother Chad, man. There's going to be moments where you're gonna be sitting in this community watching a show and something's going to remind you of him, man. Don't feel sad, man. Celebrate this brother, man. This brother was amazing for the community and just had such a big heart, man. Just thinking back to seeing this guy driving buses with Santa Claus uniforms on.
I've never seen a better looking Santa in my life.
Right. He literally was the definition of Santa Claus at that freaking point in time. Like, he would take over Chicago, giving kids gifts, man, all freaking Christmas. I'll be like, "Yo, Chad," from late November to like through Christmas, he'd be like, "Oh, I can't get on shows right now because I'm doing the charity thing." And that was his thing. He wanted to give back to the community, man. So Chicago, man, you had a real one there.
It's hard. I mean, we're gonna be doing something tomorrow for him. So
yes, tomorrow night on this channel, 9 p.m. we will have a charity auction. It's going to kick off the auction slate that will begin. Multiple shows will be doing charity auctions. I know right now the Madhouse is set up for Sunday. There may be some others, MT and the gangs over there. But be on the lookout, because I think the bottom line is each and every one of us want to find a way to give back to him and his family. You know, for the last 6 months, you can imagine how many times we said Chad popped up out of the witness protection program. Like, if Matt was going back to watch those old episodes, Chad would show up in this it looked like he was like, he went from his comic room to they put him in the attic.
Back door would drop. Like,
you'd be like, "Where the hell are you, Chad? You're at the witness protection program." It was so funny. One day he had on suspenders and a dress shirt. You were like, he was like, "What? What are you laughing at? I got a new job. I got to dress like this." It's just so fucking funny, man. But between the big books and the big personality, man, all we can say is the big guy will be missed, man. And fuck you, heart attacks. Everybody take care of yourself. Take care of your heart. Take care of your loved ones. Life is going to get the best of us. Obviously, death is undefeated. But make sure we're doing our best to extend our time here as much as possible. So that's...
So these are... the books that I was supposed to send to Chad, and he hadn't paid for them yet because it's a little pricey, and he was trying to keep it from his wife that he purchased these books because he was supposed to be cut off at one point. So I'll probably just bring these tomorrow, and then
Nice.
we'll
That is
give his
pretty
books
awesome.
back. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Just from the fact of from day one when I heard the news, the outpour from this community, unreal. Like Chad has touched, and pause. Chad hasn't touched, but Chad has touched so many people in his community
Absolutely.
that it is,
In a good way.
yeah, in such a great way, and it kind of humbles you to look back and say, oh, you know what? I've only been back in the comics for a couple years, and I've gotten to hobnob with people all across this community, and Chad was one of those guys, from everything you could think of, he's had a hand in it. Like he was a big baller on Whatnot. He's been some of the first people to do these big, openings of blind boxes and stuff like that. Like
He was just fun.
yeah,
Like
man.
honestly, there's 3 people in this community that I absolutely enjoy selling with. It's Nola, this guy
Yes.
above me right here, Matt, and Chad.
Yo,
Like
Nola,
honestly,
Nola
they-
and Kyle
yeah.
are anarchists, y'all.
But it's so fun. It's different. I don't know.
You call it fun. I call it like getting an enema because I don't want to go before or after you. But I mean, it's okay. I'll play that game with you.
The competition part is not part of it. It's literally just about having fun and hanging out. I don't know. We could be
Yeah,
doing
no.
other things. This isn't like the.
And this
It's
is what we're
comic
doing.
books.
We're
It's
doing other
comic
things
books.
right now, and that's what you're getting at, man.
Exactly. So I didn't want to go into the spots.
I was
I don't-
charity. I felt it, Sean. It took back. And there's certain moments that I just gotta take a gimme. And that was like putting like 2 inches from the hole. So I mean, I
Look
appreciate
at
it.
no, but Sean, look at any episode that I've been, or any show that I've whatever it's called, whatever we want to call it, any auction that I've been selling with Matt. I'm busting up the entire time. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm having a fun time. I'm giving I enjoy being there. There's banter. There's talk. It's not boring. It's not just like somebody standing there and be like, starting at $1.
Oh, hold on, wait. Hey, I'm gonna put up this really great key book. Hey, Kyle, what do you got, sir? Oh, these 7 really great key books.
That's not.
So then
it's
it forces
not about
Matt
that.
to put up unbelievable grails that sell for like super cheap.
But
My books sell for super cheap too, comparatively.
I go to personality.
Yes. Very good, that's right.
His personality will never be replaced in my eyes. And again, I'm looking at this since the whole conversation started. I'm looking at one of the first. Again, I collect DC villains, and he helped me acquire my Batman 232 first Ra's al Ghul signed by Neil Adams. So
cool.
he helped me get that book, and literally 2 nights before Sans dropped the news to me in Instagram in the chat in the morning, he was helping me find a Batman 121 first Mr. Freeze, and I was going to use my bonus this year to buy it. And he was like, I got some people that are looking to sell a 3.0 3.5 book, and I was excited, and I was like, can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. And then like 2 days later, Sans messaged me. My whole day was shot. Like honestly, like you think back, and like Sans said, like every day matters. Kyle just said it's just books. It's just comic books. Look, I'll be honest with you. There's no book, there's no movie, there's no show, there's no nothing that would replace time with me, my family, and Chad was that same way. Like this was not life to him. This was things he enjoyed. This was things that he put his heart and soul into so that he could give back to his grandkids. He could give back to his wife. He could give back to his community. And that's what made him a staple.
That made him amazing, man. And all I can say again, like Chad was like, yo, hey, like Liz was saying, like, hey, I want to sell on your show. And I'm like, why? He's like, because you're fun. You're I was like, all right, cool, man. What people don't realize, man, is Cookie Shop is not made by me. It's made by the sellers who come on. Chad had bigger than life books. It brought in all the wells, and like people were okay. Well, now I know what Chad helped put the Cookie Shop on the map. Not only that, oh, here comes the other anarchist. Not only that, but the legendary talks between him and Yahweh were freaking hilarious. When we say half of these auctions are just entertaining, because there's only like on any given night, there's only like 5 or 10 people who are truly buying stuff that night, but there may be 25 to 30 people watching the show, just having fun, interacting, and to see Yahweh and Chad go back and forth and back and forth. Some of those shows you will never see that type of banter ever again, man. It was just so much fun, and that's the type of dude and the type of attitude and the type of character Chad was, man. It's still surreal to me, but at the end of the day, man, we got to celebrate the presence he was to this comic community, man. So shout out to Chad RCG, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that being said,
join us tomorrow. Show up,
yes,
hang out. You don't have to buy anything.
you don't have to buy anything if you can. The Patreon, let me just put that up. Not the Patreon, excuse me. The GoFundMe is listed down below. You can feel free to donate. Again, no pressure, man.
They've already busted through their goal.
The goal.
We haven't even started raising money.
We haven't done the auctions yet. But it's interesting because people are already, like, I put up my FF52 and I said all of these proceeds is going, and Sid gave me extra money on that. So people already are giving back to their, because of who he was, and you could see it went from like a small thing to that thing like blasting through the goal that they set, and we want to like annihilate that. We want it to be something epic for Chad, and to always remember, man, the Chad Memorial, man. So if we can somehow keep his charity going, keep his legacy going, that would be fantastic, gents. So with that being said, man, I hate to end on a down note, but this was an amazing guy in the community, and we had to show some love. And we want to invite you guys to come back tomorrow night at 9 and spend some time with us celebrating him. So from us to you, we'll bid you adieu. Kyle, Matt, always great, my friends.
Cheers. Yep.
Always great.
Sláinte, salud. There's so many different ways in different cultures to say cheers.
Ni hao ma.